How's it going? Nice to meet you. You know what? Let me put my glasses on so I can see you a little better. Oh, hey, City Life kids. I couldn't see that it was you. My eyesight isn't very good. My glasses help me see, but without them, my eyesight is terrible. I'm super uncomfortable when I can't see. That's why I also don't like the dark. I'm not really afraid of the dark, but I am afraid of what I can't see. I like to have a little bit of light at night so I can still see some things. Sometimes I even sleep with my glasses on. Are you afraid of the dark? Maybe you aren't, but everyone is afraid of something. Maybe you are afraid of heights or tests or lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Those do sound scary. But you know what? The Bible says, fear not, or don't be afraid, over 100 times. That's the most repeated command in the Bible. It probably says it so many times because we all struggle with fear. There is a story in the Bible about a guy who got super scared. Want to hear it? I thought you might. You can find the story in 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 8 through 22. Many years before Jesus was born, the evil king of Aram declared war against God's people. The king would say to his officers, "Let's set a trap for the Israelites in this certain time and place." But the Israelites had a secret weapon. His name was Elisha, and he was a prophet of God. God would tell Elisha about the traps, and Elisha would warn the Israelites so that they could avoid them. After a while, the king of Aram started getting angry. He called for his officers and yelled, "One of you must be a spy. Who's telling the Israelites to avoid my traps?" The officers said, "It's not us, Your Majesty. It's the prophet Elisha. He knows what you say, even if you whisper it in your bedroom." So the king said, "Then go, find him and bring him to me." When the officers found Elisha, they gathered a huge army with horses and chariots, and they surrounded the city. When Elisha saw the army, he stayed calm. But Elisha's servant was freaking out.
No.
He was so scared. That's because the servant couldn't see what Elisha saw. So Elisha prayed, "Open my servant's eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Suddenly, he could see what Elisha had been seeing all along.
Whoa!
They weren't alone. There was an army of fiery angels that filled the hills all around Elisha. The servant couldn't believe it. As the enemy came charging after them, Elisha came up with a sneaky plan. He prayed to God, "Strike this army with blindness." And guess what? God did it! The entire army went blind. Then Elisha walked up to them and pretended to be someone else. He told them, "Elisha isn't here anymore. Follow me, and I'll lead you to the right place." Elisha couldn't believe it. His trick was working. The blind soldiers didn't know who he was and followed him. When Elisha got to his destination, he prayed, "Lord, give them back their sight." And God did. The entire army could see again, but they didn't like what they saw. They hadn't been led to Elisha. Instead, they had been led straight to the king of Israel and his waiting army. Thanks to God, not only had the Israelites avoided their enemy's trap, but they had also trapped their enemy. Woohoo! You know, Elisha's servants and I kind of have something in common. I'm afraid of what I can't see, and he was afraid of what he could see because he didn't see the army of angels. Sometimes when something at night is scary, it's because it's too dark to see that everything is fine and there is no danger. Sometimes when we are afraid, it's like we need God to turn on a light for us spiritually or open our eyes so that we can see that He is right there with us. He is bigger than all of our fears. We might not see an army of angels around us like Elisha and his servant did, but that doesn't mean that God is not there. He is always there. Elisha asked God to help his servant see, and he did. It reminds me of Psalm 34, verse 4. I sought the Lord, and He heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Psalm 34, verse 4. When you pray, God will answer you and save you from your fears. So no matter what it may be that you are afraid of, snakes, spiders, or the bully at school, God is there. He has been there the whole time to help you and protect you, even when you can't see Him.